Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi of TSG Multimedia. Today I'm reviewing an HO Scale SDF40-2 locomotive from Athearn Genesis. My example is decorated in Santa Fe's blue and yellow warbonnet scheme. In the mid-1980s, Santa Fe purchased some retired SDP40F locomotives from Amtrak and rebuilt them into freight engines. On the Santa Fe, these were designated SDF40-2s. These units lasted into the BNSF era. My model represents one of the units that had its nose notched for easier crew access during a subsequent shop visit. I did some research, and with the notched nose and without a beacon on the roof, my model best represents ATSF 5259 as it appeared in the early 1990s. Athearn offers this model in several different numbers with unit-specific variations, which is very cool. They are also offered in DCC-ready form or with DCC and Tsunami 2 sound installed. The MSRP for the DCC-ready version is $209.98. The MSRP for the version with DCC and sound is $309.98. My model is the DCC-ready version. The paint is opaque with mostly crisp separation lines between the blue and the yellow. Both colors seem a little thick to the point where the paint starts to soften the fine details on the shell. The markings are crisp and most of the tiny writing is legible with magnification. I can see a few voids in the Santa Fe lettering on the sides at panel seams, and the color is slightly different than the yellow on the rest of the engine. The model has freestanding grab irons, flush-mounted window glass, and photo-etched grills. There's plenty of detail under the sill, including separate brake lines and fuel fillers. In front, the model has separately applied windshield wipers, lit number boards, and separately applied grab irons and sand filler hatches. The handrails are plastic and are slightly warped, a common problem with plastic handrails. The yellow on the handrails is also slightly translucent. In prototype photos of Santa Fe 5259, the outside corners of the notches on the nose appear to be slightly rounded. They look sharper on the model. The plow is accurate, and the pilot detail includes MU and brake hoses and freestanding uncoupling levers. The cab has an interior. I really like the photo-etched walkway tread, and I especially like that Athearn is finally using LEDs for the headlights. Detail in the back is on par with the front. The model has McHenry scale couplers. Both couplers are at the correct height according to the Cady height gauge. On top, the model is loaded with detail, including the AC unit and all the antennas and conduits on top of the cab, so typical for Santa Fe. Many of the hatches have delicate lift rings. The dynamic brake and radiator fans are photo-etched with separate blades inside. The rear-mounted horn is accurate for this unit in the 1990s. Underneath, the model has separate sanding lines. There's even some traction motor cable detail that can't be seen unless the model is turned over. All the wheels pick up current and all 6 axles are powered. All of the wheels are engaged according to the NMRA standards gauge. The model weighs 26.5 ounces. I registered an impressive 5.1 ounces of drawbar pull on my force gauge.
That's the most ever!
I'm running the model on DC. It's very smooth and quiet. Now let's take a look at the lights. The headlights come on in the forward direction, as do the number boards. The light board on this engine has a 21-pin dummy plug, so the easiest way to convert it to DCC is to remove this plug and replace it with a decoder with a 21-pin plug. It also has some other nice things like speaker enclosures, so if you want to add sound, all you have to do is put speakers in there. Also, kind of innovative, everything is contained in the chassis, except for these light contacts for the number boards, which contact this little tiny board up here. So it's very cool because you don't have to worry about breaking wires when you take the shell off. To take the shell off, in addition to removing the coupler boxes, there's one screw to the side of each truck, here in the front and here in the back. Overall, this is an outstanding model of a locomotive that's been unavailable in plastic for way too long. It's accurate, looks good, has LED lighting, runs great, and has amazing power. It's great to see that Athearn is finally using LEDs. I also really like the innovative chassis. Modelers like me with a strong interest in the Santa Fe during the 1990s will probably want to have at least one or two of these on their roster. Athearn did a great job with this engine. I like it so much that not only am I giving it 10 out of 10 spikes, but it qualifies for epic status. Great job, Athearn.